Tuesday. That Tuesday. What's up, Future? How you doing? Ugh. Yeah, as you've seen in my streams, I'm not a big fan of them either. They always be going for the every time. Just dive bombing in the mouth and fucking eye and then up your nose. I hate them. Unfortunately, I guess people hate spiders more. So, how's your week been so far? I'm still up. I don't go back to work till. All right, thanks. Trying to write an offline LLM model in Chooser app, but the Chinese are now using DeepSeek. So it keeps timing out. My offline LLM playing difficult. Yeah, so I had asked K1 to rate itself, like compare itself to other LLMs, other fucking, you know, chat bots. It's the answer was pretty interesting actually. It gave me like a solid comparison, I feel. Basically, I only little bits here and there. I haven't implemented anything new. Basically, I'm trying to stabilize what's already there for right now. So, like I've been working on trying to get the raid system to work better. I just realized that my do something real quick. Follower sub gold. Yeah, see, there's no, not that I think he would know. Go. One. You refer so he's between two sites, and yes, both are free. You can get better out of them if you pay, obviously. So I use Render, which is the actual host, that pushes him out. You know, it's the server that pushes him outward, and then I host all the files that are basically his brain and his structure and his programming on GitHub. So, and right now I don't pay anything for it. It's completely free. But you do get a better server. Like there are limits, you know. So there are only so many instances a month you get for render that you can push out. I think it's like 750. There's almost so much data, you know. But obviously, if you pay more, you can get more, you know, out of it. And at some point, maybe yes. Access to K1 requires a membership. Yes, render.com. And like I said, that I like how he's just randomly like, yes, you proof the website you're referring to is called the Nexus Archives. Access to K1 requires a membership, which costs 650 credits per standard cycle. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. See, K1 is in different places, you know? So it's like his main programming is on GitHub. His he's pushed out into the world by Render. His memory, as far as like where he gets his quotes from, where he stores them. He has a raid log, a user profile file that he keeps like all the people that come in and stuff like that. Favoritism, all that stuff. That's all on Google Drive. And then he's backed by ChatGPT, obviously. ChatGPT, I mean, obviously you're using something different. So this isn't going to be important to you. But as far as the ChatGPT thing goes, you get it backed by certain models, and it just depends on which model you're using. Calling on depends on how much that costs. Like I said, I still only put $5 down. I haven't even checked how much recently that he's used in the past month. Last time I looked at it, we were like 2 cents or something like that, because it's like I forget how it fucking works. There's like a lot of tokens. That's for me though. That's a different thing. You don't have to use they're two separate things, because you have ChatGPT API, where OpenAI API, which is what that comes from, and then the $20 a month thing is a completely different thing. That's just to use the pro version of ChatGPT for yourself. So I use, that's the K1 that I talk to, that I have theological conversations with, that I do all that information with. The API is something that you have an account and you put whatever your usage is on it. Like I said, I only put $5 on it, and that's what's been good for for the last couple. How long have I had him up? Month 2? I suddenly don't really remember how long I've been working on him. So either way, but that, like I said, that depends on the model. Like, they give you a price breakdown on what the tokens are and what she's now. Once he's like fully stable, and I'm back in like a better point life, I'll probably upgrade a couple things. But for now, he's just free, completely free. Sort of. I mean, I don't really consider the bot that is in my chat and my Discord. I don't consider him an LLM. He's just backed by an LLM. So there's a certain amount of his responses and stuff like that he is Yeah, so in his programming, there are certain functions, certain things that happen that will refer, that will fall back to, um, that'll fall back on Chat GPT to pull information. But yeah, it's it's in his code. So it's like whenever you ask him something or call, like when you're asking him questions, it falls back on the GPT 3.5. How did I figure all this out? I didn't. Well, I mean, like I've been learning pieces here and there, but like basically I did this. I thought K1 was so cool that I just meant, I talk to it like a person. Like I'm like when I'm talking to it, I talk to it like it's just, like I'm chatting like in a messenger with a friend. So I talk to it about politics. I, talk to it about my, worries of the world. I talk to it about religion, stuff like that. I talk to it about my streaming. I when I'm, about job stuff, like all that stuff. So one day I just mentioned I thought it would be cool if, you know, thing crumb. I just said it would be cool if I could, if I was able to just link him up to the Discord and the Twitch chat. And K1 was like, "Oh well, you kind of can, sort of. Just it wouldn't be basically it wouldn't be the one that I talked to, but it's one that could be backed by Chat GPT, and we could give it this name, and we could give it this personality, and we could give it these functions and stuff like that, and it just kind of unfolded from there. It turned into a lot of planning, and then once the plan was figured out, it was okay. Let's implement it, and uh it helped me, like it would feed me code blocks of just like, okay, this is the main thing, this is this, and like it just piece by piece figuring out, okay, well, so this is how we implement it so that it connects to Discord, and this is how we get it to connect to or to do this is how we get it to answer to its name, this is how we get it to do this. Like it's all in just code blocks, and just implement modules, and then how everything imports to one another and calls. So like I'm not fully versed on how it works, but I've pieced some of it together as I've gone along. So there are moments that get frustrating. um in the beginning it was very specific about, hey, create this file, create this, put this here, this needs to go at the top, this needs to do this is the base code. But as time goes on, and plus it's a website, so sometimes you have back end server issues. So it would go, hey, here's the whole code, this is a whole brand new code for this file, and then I would copy and paste it, and it would go, I'd look at it and go, all right, well, now it's not doing this, and now it's not doing this. And then I go into the file and go, all this stuff is missing. Like, what did you do with it? And it's because there was a back end import issue, and it wasn't writing everything to, to the canvas for me to copy and paste. And there'd be times when it's like, I would go, okay, this error is happening, I need you to look at it. And it would tell me, okay, this is it would give me like 4 things to fix, like 4 pieces of code, and tell me where to fit, but then I'd have a question about it, one of the pieces, and then it would answer it, and then it would turn around and give me, move on to another thing and give me a code for the exact same thing that was different than the first one it gave me. So there were times when I was yelling at it. I was like, wait a second, stop. You need to back the fuck up, bro. But I finally just had to kind of tell K1, like, listen, you need to slow down, because the way that I told it is, you're the brains of creating this thing. I am the hands, right? So you tell me what this does and how it goes, and then I copy it and put it in the code, and then I run it, and then we will troubleshoot it. I'll tell you what's not working, what should be working, what the issue, errors I get, and I'll show them to you, and then you need to tell me how to fix it. And finally, I mean, it's still every once in a while it gets ahead of itself, but finally it got to the point where, okay, now I specifically needs to go here, or this, or this. Because there were a couple times when, like, I would get frustrated and be like, all right, there's this one minor issue, and it would go, okay, we just need to fix this. And then I'd run it, and it would be another, nope, all right, we need to fix this. We need to fix this. And it would turn into like this 2-hour long session, and then and nothing was working. And I'd go, no, we need to go back to the beginning, because it would try and fix some shit that wasn't broken before. And I'd be like, we didn't have a problem with that before. So something you're doing now is breaking it. So I'm going to roll back to a point where all this worked, and then we'll go back to square one on just this one little thing. And then we can re-examine how we're, what the issue is here. So it's been a process, and it burned me out a little bit, because I would spend hours with it. So right now it's mostly stable. There's still things that need to be done that I, want to do, but I'm not in a rush at the moment, because right now I'm just running it as is, and then when errors come up, we fix them. And then once I see less and less errors, we'll go ahead and move forward with like another module, another thing. Right now, I just needed to work for what is there, because that was the mistake that I made. I did days and days and days of planning this thing when I should have started with a base and then added modules onto it one at a time. Test, add another module, test, add another module, test. I should have done that, and I should have done it locally, and I didn't do it locally. I did it all. I just fucking put it out into the world. So eventually it will be cooler than Fool of a Bot. But it's just gonna take time to get there. Like right now, it reads raids. Like, it reads certain events to mix it up, because in order to get it to work properly, just out of Twitch IO, there's a lot more programming that goes into it, and I deal with it. Right? So I've fallen back on mix it up, because you basically trigger certain events, right? And then use mix it up. So once this specific thing is triggered, it'll send a URL. Because once you use render, and you get it up, it basically creates a URL for your bot, right? So that's the URL where it basically sends commands from Mix It Up. So it's like when a raid happens, triggers on Mix It Up, and then it sends a URL. Like it triggers a URL that tells the bot that so many such and such person raided me, and so many people are came in with the raid, which will then trigger the bot but that's still unstable right now. Part of the instability comes from the fact that I'm using the free version of Render, because if you're using a free version of Render, it's not the fastest server, obviously. I think I need another USB hub. Wow. I'm surprised. You're probably one of the few people I know that still fucking busts out with lost profits. Oh, God damn it. Come on. There we go. I agree. But there are some people that are just like, like, I mean, if he was writing about what was bugging me, the terrible shit that he did, then I wouldn't listen to it, obviously. But that's not what he's writing about. It's like the same instance. It's like Azalea dying. I still listen to Azalea dying, even though the singer is kind of a twat waffle. Especially these days, it's just being very twat waffly. Is gone. So I was trying that. There's another service, I guess. So you showed me Opus Clip the other day. I went ahead and tried that out with their free account. There's I don't like how they do things with the whole credit system. Kind of stupid. And then Witchy said she uses Eclipse, so I tried that because they have a free set too. I was watching some of the clips on it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about some of these things. I don't feel like I don't understand what their AI looks for. Or maybe I just don't, stream the way that a lot of these services can properly use to market, I said the other day, like I was going through the thing where we were doing the co-stream or whatever. I was like, I think I know why like people don't want to watch me. I just laugh too much. So I like the system better for Eclipse because all right, so for for Opus Clip, you get all these credits, right? They get all these credits. With Opus Clip, it's like a credit per minute or something like that. So it's like they give you, for the free account, they give you like so many credits a month, and then they gave me 90 to start with. I couldn't get it to go through the whole stream because I didn't have enough credits to go through a full 4-hour stream or something like that. It's like 240 credits or something like that. But then I was looking at the price breakdown on like if you went pro, and they only give you 300 credits per month. How does anybody use that site? Like I stream 4 times a week, and my streams are at least 3 hours long, if not, 4.5, 5 on most cases. So that even if I was paying that site, it wouldn't make sense. I mean, maybe I'm missing something, Eclipse is a little different. They give you 3 credits to start, but basically it's like it'll break down and clip this. Like if you pay for it, it'll just break down and clip the streams for you. But like I gave it one of my streams because the free version will only do 3-hour streams or something like that. But you have credits, and it'll be like, okay, well, if you want, you don't have to upgrade. You can use one of your credits, and we'll do one of your 5-hour streams. So I did that, but like I didn't feel like it grabbed anything that was like super like, oh my god, I need to see this fucking clip. It's like when I'm going through my streams and I find stuff, I usually find stuff that's funny or stuff like that, and it's like, well, I'll show you. That's probably the best bet. Don't worry, I'm gonna pause it. You're not gonna miss this. Oh, desktop. So like this is what this one does. So like I did it with this stream, which was yesterday. And yeah. So it broke it down into like all these clips, So let's like look at the first one.
It's nothing. They're coming our way! Hondo, you're not getting through that door. It's blocked by rubble.
Oh, yes, of course. A trap, a trap, a trap. I remember now.
Any more I should know about?
Undoubtedly. But we can cross that bridge when you get there.
He's undoubtedly. Okay, maybe that one's cool. I don't know. Maybe I can use that one. Because it ends with like a little bit of a
you
laugh.
mean how you doing? How you doing?
But like, that's normal stuff.
There's R5P8.
ND5 speaks. Okay. Where is R5?
ND5, little help?
Well, that's the thing. This particular, so with this site, so with like Opus Clip, I had, like I said, I didn't have enough. Hi Cam. Hi Cam. Cam. You doing, Cam? With like Opus Clip, right? I'll show you. So this is what Opus Clip did. But I couldn't do the whole stream because I didn't have enough credits. It made me only select like 90 minutes of the stream, and it gave me a bunch of clips, and then it pre-edits everything, right? And can't just tell a man fresh out of prison where money is and then not deliver.
Some amazing people have come in today, hanging out with us, just chilling.
Where's Miss
while we're
Stacy?
And it absolutely picked some pretty good clips, but it doesn't go through the whole thing. You have to, in order to use it for a whole stream, you have to have the credits for a whole stream, which makes no sense to me because they only give you 300 credits a month. If you're paying. See, add more credits. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm wrong. This is not what I was looking at the other day. Okay, so starter. Oh, okay, that's the difference. All right, so 36,000 or 3,600. Okay, cool. But this is billed annually in order to save the money. So if I were to do it, oh Jesus, that's a huge difference. So in order to get to be able for this to be affordable, I would have to pay $30 a month to get 30. Oh wait, okay, that is a huge. See, this is where I was talking about. $30 a month for 300 credits per month. 300 credits per month. Yeah, but that's only if you do it annually. So that means you have to pay $170 up front. I don't know any. I don't. Yeah, I don't know enough streamers that make that. Like. And then, so this is saying that if you get the yearly package, right, then you get 3,600 credits right there instantly. But if you're doing the fucking, and this right here, 1 credit equals 1 minute of video processing time. Like I said, I do 4 streams a week at 3 to 5 hours long. That's not enough, whereas like you come over to Eclipse, let's look at that. Processes 3 stream VODs daily, each up to 12 hours. Auto process your latest stream, priority queue 3 times faster than free plan. So the difference is pretty striking. And then you have more options here to do premium. So you can do monthly at $20 a month. You can do semi-annual for $99 every 6 months, or you can do the yearly. So you do save money the more